Hello everyone, so it has been the season of Destroy. Nimrod has been all over the place. Other Destroy packages have been very, very common, and what better way to beat them than to just join them? So you could try to use Cosmo and armor, some kind of lock mechanics, but those are sometimes effective, but not always. I found that sometimes you still can't outpower what they can do, even if you have some of those counterplays in place. And so today we're going to be running a full Destroy package. We're not going to get cute with the Nimrod. We're not going to get cute with Lady Deathstrike, which, although she can high roll, it's just against certain matches she's not going to be great. I did run a close version of this build with Lady Deathstrike. It had some insane high roll potential a couple of times, but more often than not, it is more consistent to just go with the regular Destroy package. And so that's going to include our Deadpool. Sometimes he's going to be phenomenal value. Other times he's going to be at the bottom of our deck. It's okay. If he is, he's not needed every single game. He helps you bump up your Destroy numbers. He helps you bump up your null sometimes, but he's not absolutely critical every single time. We're going to have the Death because, of course, if the opponent and we are both destroying cards, Death should be free most of the time. Null is going to be fantastic at being able to grab back the lead against the opponent or just better position your cards, protecting you against those multiple Nimrod plays because your null is just going to go insane. We have Shang-Chi to help swing a very large lane. I've tried a couple of versions without the Shang-Chi counterplay, and you just feel incredibly susceptible. So if they're using like a lockjaw high roll deck and they get a big Infinite on the board and you just can't do anything about it, it's really hard to win the other two lanes when they know that you can't do anything about it. And so Shang-Chi is kind of that safeguard, not going to be useful every game, but sometimes very, very valuable. And then outside of that, it's just your normal Destroy package. No Iron Lad. The only hard to acquire card in this, I think, is going to be your Null. Other than that, it's going to be Series 3 specific, and it's going to be very, very impactful. You don't have to worry about the Legion plays because we're not going to try and get cute with a magic into your Null. We're going to go just straightforward raw value every single turn to try to make sure that no matter what the opponent has up their sleeve, we can compete with it. We are going to be jumping into a gold conquest today. Thank you guys as always for your continued support. If you guys are watching this but not subscribed, definitely consider subscribing. We are seeing a really big surge of growth, and we're competing for our highest sub month since I started YouTube. And so if we can get there, it's just such a huge accomplishment. And I don't know what we would do to celebrate, but I would want to do something big. We are nearing a couple of other channel milestones. So if you're watching and you're enjoying the content in the channel, definitely consider subscribing. I appreciate it, and I appreciate having you guys here. With that being said, let's go ahead and jump into a couple of games. I hope you guys enjoy. Where we know that if they do a Galactus and can't play high, it's unfortunate. That's the only reason I don't like the Nimrod Galactus line, is there's so many potential lines. It's hard to know exactly which one is the most efficient given any given turn. They could have Shang-Chi for our null, I guess. But only being able to drop one card, I'm thinking we're safe. They did double down. I'm thinking we're safe against the Nimrod. They do a Venom. Venom ties the Oh wait, I'm awful. The Nova, do they win mid? Oh no. Okay, no. I did my math poorly. All right, next up we have Kang Assault Squad. The Deadpool is going to be decent in Warrior Falls. They are running a Thanos list, so we might get some really good reach in our Death if we can draw into our Killmonger. Having Deadpool in hand when Wakanda Embassy came down would have been nice. It's okay that we didn't, but it still would have been nice. We don't have anything for 2. Let's go ahead and skip. They have the Soul Stone down. I think we're fine there. Space Stone, interesting. They are going to go ahead and let us just destroy our Deadpool. And we can actually throw Deadpool back into Warrior Falls again to get another free destruction. Ooh, we get 2 free destructions in both the Wolverine and Deadpool. Honestly, we're all right with this. And then if they go, for some reason, if they're going Galactus and they go Galactus into Luke's Bar, we have the Wolverine, so we should get benefit there. Really crazy that they decided to go ahead and play Space Stone in Warrior Falls. Unless they have maybe a Professor X. Spider-Man hits our Deadpool. That's unfortunate. Super crazy deck so far, King Assault Squad. Our Wolverine destroys and it bounces back, so next turn, it is going to destroy the Space Stone. So I think because of that, we go ahead and do something like, I think we do something like Deathlock. And then next turn we can do Deadpool plus Venom, because we already are going to clear this one. If they throw down very many other additional stones, then we can do our Killmonger, but I think we're in a good spot. The Iron Lad comes down. It changes the middle location into Shadowland, which caps out their Shadowland location. Our Deathlock gets a free discount on death, and it clears up the space. That is the best possible thing that Reality Stone could have given us from Iron Lad. Thank you, my lad. Thank you, good sir. Yondu. A free Yondu once. Free Yondu going once. Going twice. But we probably go null next turn, so maybe we just do this. Or do we go null next turn? Or we could always go something like this, and this is big. We could try to anticipate and go something like this. If they do a Professor X into Luke's bar, then this stays, we win this lane. If not, then the destruction of Yondu plus what he triggers is going to make death free, so that's fine as well. So I think that's what we're going to go with. Beautiful. I'm so glad they snapped back. It drew our attention to the potential Professor X play and allowed us to rearrange that death from what we were going to do to a kind of suboptimal line, but in this case became very optimal very quickly. So the null, I think, is our best bet. If they do like Blue Marvel, that's going to be 18. This is well over 18. This is going to be 20. Plus the Blue Marvel may get destroyed in this lane. Yeah, let's send it. They stick it out too. What? The Devil Dino comes down. That's not going to do it for you, my friend. I think that was just stubbornness at this point. Our Wolverine bounces. Our Knoll gets a lot of extra benefit. They can have the left lane. We will gladly take the middle and the far right. And that is going to be a very quick 8. Can we hold this one the rest of the way through? Is it a one and done? Kang Assault Squad? Sir? Spider-Man moving into Kunlun could be kind of good for him. Could be kind of bad if it grabs something that we need to get ramped up. It's Reality Stone in the right lane. They're going to have perfect information coming into turn 2. Bifrost is going to move everything from here over. Let's do the Wolverine. Wolverine and then something like Deathlock. We also have our Death, which once we drop Killmonger, if they have all the stones, like it's just so unfortunate for them. Do we go ahead and do this? Or do we destroy this turn? We'll go ahead and do this. Yondu's going to grab something of theirs. Maybe it'll be something valuable. Maybe not. We'll see. Deathlock is going to clear us up next turn, bouncing Wolverine somewhere, keeping the Bucky Barnes or turning him into the Winter Soldier. They do move Jeff over into Kunlun, and then they use Space Stones, so they'll be able to move one additional thing over as well. So I'm anticipating a Professor X probably here once everything pushes over. Oh, wow. Yeah, once everything pushes over into the Vibranium Mines. So let's go with the Deathlock. That's going to bring this down to 4. We could potentially try to maybe angle the Death to intersect the Professor X play. If that's what they end up going with. We could also do Killmonger. If we have initiative going into this turn, we could potentially do the Killmonger as well. We'll see. We'll see. Depending on where Wolverine bounces to, there's a chance we have initiative. Oh, it bounces right back into the same lane. That's kind of unfortunate because now the right lane is very full very quickly. No, they have initiative. Okay. Which does become scary. They don't have Devil Dino, but that's not the end of the world. A death in Vibranium Mines is not gonna get us what we need. So I almost think we do Venom, destroy the Wolverine one more time. Push this lane all together. If they have... Ooh. That's not what I was not expecting something in the Bifrost. Professor X came down in the Bifrost, and that is probably not what they were looking to see. They moved the Jeff over. That brings them up to a tie in this lane. And we don't get another discount, so we can't do our death as well. We could clear out the space and Reality Stone. So that's going to be 6, 7, 8, 9 value. If they do any of their other stones, then we could do it. We could get even more potential value from it. Probably loses, but I'm hoping they do a few of their stones like Power Stone, Soul Stone, Time Stone here, Mind Stone. No, just one card. And they don't move. Oh my gosh. And they don't move their Jeff. What are they doing? No, we fell for it. I do kind of wish I really wish our Venom would have been able to consolidate before Professor X came down. All right, so Negative Zone is tough for us. They do have Reality Stone to potentially change. If they're not able to change it, then it becomes tough for them to lock down with Professor X. So we are going to focus our attention into mid and right. Okay, they Reality Stone Negative Zone instead of somewhere else. Interesting. So we don't have Arnim Zola, but destroying things here. Ooh. Oh my gosh, that is so unfortunate. We stole your Luke Cage, my friend. I mean, it's unfortunate for you. Fortunate for us. We're going to go ahead and try to destroy as many things as possible in Shuri's lab, because that could bump up a null drastically. We could also do... Do they have initiative? No, they don't have initiative going to this next turn, because I would expect a Time Stone to come down. I almost think we do... We have initiative here. I'm going to go ahead and let them know we have Luke Cage. I thought about saving it, but I do want to drop Killmonger after their stones come down, if at all possible. Okay, so Time Stone, Space Stone, Power Stone, we are going to be able to get the full spread from our Killmonger, which is wild. They dropped every single one of their stones. My goodness, this is so much value in a Killmonger play. That's going to bring death immediately down to 2. Next turn we could do like death plus venom, and then our null is just so big. We know that they have Luke Cage because they gave us the Luke Cage themselves, and they have Time Stone, so they could do a 5 cost. They could do a Professor X lock here, but the problem becomes we have Killmonger. I almost think maybe we should have done Killmonger in Negative Zone. I don't know. They moved Reality Stone. Doesn't matter. Now that is the kind of Killmonger you want to see. But it is a very small null because of everything getting destroyed in Negative Zone. That's also something to think about. They have a 12 power Iron Lad. That would have been an extra +10 from the Power Stone, but we destroyed it. We have Shang-Chi, which is a beautiful card for us. I almost think we... Do we ever Shang-Chi and then next turn we do like death? It's either that or we do this. That makes our null very, very big. Or we just do... Or we do just this number. That makes a death free a null free. And so then the death is a little bit more of a surprise factor. Let's go with that. Unless, of course, they go with Professor X here, but they can't. Okay. They moved our Wolverine. That's unfortunate, but it's all right. It's okay. The 10 power Spider-Man jumping out of Shuri's lab is one of those really cool interactions that you don't think about until you see it. Same thing with like Bar Sinister, where he duplicates. He can just go all over the place and just wreak so much havoc. So we have a really big Venom. Free null. Actually, the null is not that big. We are going to do a clean spread, though. We're going to go left, mid. If they don't do their Luke Cage, then they can't really compete for Negative Zone. If they just do one card, then they can't compete for anywhere else. This should be... Oh, this is an interesting one. It almost brought them back in Daily Bugle, but not in Negative Zone. All right, for our final big bad, we have Captain Britain. The first location is Starlight Citadel, so it's not as bad as like it's not as bad as the one that will shuffle our cards in. But depending on what the other locations pop up as, it could potentially be bad. So they have Nova on the board. They're running a destruction deck as well. Very common right now, I guess, to see destruction decks. Let's go Bucky Barnes. We have the Deathlock next turn to go ahead and convert that into a Winter Soldier. We have Killmonger if we wanted to pop the Nova early. We don't have our Deadpool, but we don't always need the Deadpool. This version doesn't run so heavy on Deadpool every single game. And I think there's some benefit in that. We're going to go to the X-Mansion Casino in the right lane. Ooh, they go magic. So I'm wondering what kind of magic they have up their sleeves. We have our death, we have null, so I don't think they're going to be able to beat us there. Wow, that is a rather large hawk you have there, good sir. I'm going to go ahead and do Venom. We're going to further buff up our null, discount our death. We will make ourselves susceptible to Shang-Chi, but I think that's fine. Oh, Shuri. Shuri, huh? Shuri Nimrod? They're going for the Nimrod spread, right? Ooh. Depending on how widespread they get that, our null is going to be massive. Maybe. Maybe we're okay. And we could always clear out one lane with Shang-Chi. No, yeah, I guess maybe. We could do death on... We could do null on 6 and then Shang-Chi on 7. Potentially give us a good line. And then we do have the very cheap null as well. Or we'll have the cheap death as well. That's going to be kind of a surprise element. Now, depending on what kind of version they're running, they probably have Arnhem Zola. Arnhem Zola into a Venom could be kind of crazy. There's a couple of lines that could get pretty iffy pretty quickly, but we'll see. We'll see what this ends up looking like. So I think we do null in the right lane. And then maybe we stack Shang-Chi and Death here on the final turn. I almost want to snap back. Do we snap back? Do we snap? Yeah. And we'll go ahead and snap back. We have a pretty good line. If they have Shang-Chi, they're not going to be able to do a really big, impactful last turn. But they could do Shang-Chi and Venom, Shang-Chi and Carnage. Could be a potential line. The Bucky Barnes and then the Carnage. Okay. And so a decently big limbo lane. We are going to get a big null here. The death comes down. That is a gigantic null we have. Actually, the Shang-Chi doesn't take out the Nimrods. Kind of scary there. If they have a Shang-Chi, this gets very scary very quickly. If they have... Actually, if they have a null as well. So we're going to send a hybrid instead. If they null in mid, then we're taking the left lane with our Death and Deadpool. Destroyer. Ooh, Destroyer gets really crazy. Do we win mid? No. We don't. Do we win left? No. We do. Okay. Lord have mercy. Oh, the math was not mathing in my head. And I just had to wait. It was like I had a 404 page not found error. So we win left by 1. Thank you, Deadpool. We win right by just an insane margin. And just like that, Captain Britain is down to 2 bars of health. We are just pumping through the competition here. The null definitely came in handy there. The Shang-Chi, if we didn't have initiative, could have been that safeguard. They have the Destroyer. I'm guessing they probably have Arnhem Zola as well. So I think we definitely got more benefit out of turn 7 than they did, which is why I'm always hesitant to just throw magic into anything where I'm like, yep, it'll help me draw better, unless I just can guarantee that I'm going to get more value out of that turn than they can. Let's go Wolverine. Next turn, maybe Deathlock. And we get some good, we have some good tempo against them. And I do have to say, kudos for these people for staying. It's not always easy to stay after you lose a big round like that. Unless it's in like proving ground, sometimes silver. In silver, sometimes I'll retreat if it's just the time commitment is just not worth the payoff. But more often than not, it is worth sticking it out, especially in gold and infinite, because you never know. You might pose a comeback. We can do Bucky Barnes, Deadpool. We can't do Deadpool plus Venom this turn because of the Icebox. So let's go ahead and stack in the right lane. We'll do Venom, and then he'll move into the Asteroid M. He won't move into the Asteroid M, courtesy of Magic. We should have, I think we should have a decent. We have our Null now. We have Null, we have Shang-Chi to kind of help safeguard. And them destroying cards for us gives us a free death. We know that they have the death as well, but I think in general, we may be able to position ours just a little bit better. Ooh, the Forge. So they're running Forge along with their Nimrod to kind of help bump it up again. So that brings him to 9. He is now within Shang-Chi range. They do go with the turn 7 once again. So let's go with this. And then on the last turn, we're looking at like a Shang-Chi to kind of safeguard one of these other lanes. And then everything that we destroy with the null would be fine, bouncing back into the null lane. Or everything we destroy in any of the other lanes would be fine coming back here with the null. We should have no problem outpowering, I don't think. And so our null comes down. They do use Nimrod there. So I'm thinking Venom would be their line. And so we could do... Oh, we have initiative again. Is this something we want to do? No. No, I would rather do this, this, and this. Give us a good left lane, a good right lane, and then this would give us a good bump as well. I think that's our line. Even if they double destroy the Nimrod, it's going to be 7 each, and they're already -2, so it brings them up to 12, and so we beat it with the 14 power over there. Once they destroy with the Venom, I think we're perfectly fine. I guess if Wolverine bounces to the left, that could... Okay. Ooh, now definitely if it bounces to the left, we are susceptible over there. No, it's just the death. Okay. We are good. In and out, done and dusted. We are able to secure the infinite ticket. I have been playing some gold, and I've been featuring some golds. I just haven't been doing full 3-round matches, just because it's a little bit easier to fit in like 2 solid matches. But battle number 3 for the gold conquest done. We are going to go ahead and end the video here. Thank you guys as always for being here. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to give it a like and a comment down below. As always, this has been TLSG. Later, guys.